2 nights, 2 legends, real street muscle. Tyson first, grudge meets power. Then Ali dodges a prison-forged fist. Somewhere in there, the crowd goes silent. In 90 seconds, you'll see why. Plus, a rugged surprise that eats hits for breakfast. Stay with me. When it hits, you'll feel it.
Pull his glasses off. Did you see his eye? His eye was just hanging out his head.
After Tyson's 10-round decision over James Quick Tillis in 1986, the invincible aura of Kid Dynamite took its first tiny crack. This wasn't the steamrolling knockout the boxing world had grown used to.
How disappointed are you that the knockout string is over?
Not at all. If anything, I feel relieved, and I'm confident if I wanted to, I could have knocked them out.
It was a surprisingly close tactical fight that left fans and odds makers murmuring. It was also the first time Tyson had gone the distance. Before Tillis, his previous 19 opponents had all been bulldozed inside just 2 or 3 rounds. Now, heavyweight contenders had a flicker of hope.
Tyson said, "Gonna give me a fight. I want Mike Tyson." Point blank. Michelle C. Tyson. He's a smoke. I'm gonna knock him out.
Enter Mitch Blood Green, a man who understood promotion before social media even existed.
Now I'm gonna show you something. Feast your eyes on a real heavyweight.
In the mid-'80s, the digital camcorder was the new weapon of choice for self-promotion, and Green wielded it with a street hustler's flair.
That's the power. I ain't no joke.
That's simple, man.
My name is Blood Green. Now you heard my fight. Watch my smoke.
He'd record himself calling Tyson out, flexing his muscles, and firing off insults that were impossible to miss, even if, thanks to the grainy tape and bad audio, half of what he said was barely understandable. 2 things were clear. He had biceps the size of cannonballs, and he had no shortage of homophobic slurs for his target. Strangely enough, that was all it took for the hype to catch fire. And soon, Mitch Green found himself staring down the hottest prospect in world boxing. Green's story wasn't just boxing, it was the streets. Born in Detroit, raised in the chaos of 1970s New York gang wars, he had seen death up close, long before he ever laced a glove. At just 17, he watched his father gunned down in a Wild West-style quick-draw shootout. Not long after, he was shot twice himself, somehow surviving with only scars. He tried to leave the life behind by joining the legendary UBA boxing gym, but by then, his street ties ran deep. The NYPD even dubbed him the King of New York Street Gangs for his leadership of the Deadly Bloods crew. But inside the ropes, a different reputation began to grow.
From the Bronx, New York, undefeated in 5 professional bouts with 1 draw.
At 6 feet 5 inches, muscular and oozing natural talent, Green dominated New York's amateur scene, collecting Golden Gloves titles and pounding his way through tournaments. Slowly, the gangster was becoming a contender. By 1980, Mitch turned pro, piling up wins against journeymen and fringe contenders. He even went the distance with future champion Trevor Berbick, losing only by majority decision, proof he could hang with the elite. Meanwhile, Tyson was cutting a path of destruction toward a title shot. Both men were circling the same summit, and the trash talk from Green wasn't just noise, it was fuel. Tyson didn't just want to beat this guy, he wanted to hurt him. In Tyson's own words, he hated that ugly mother. Well, you get the idea.
And Mike Tyson, traditionally, no robe, no socks. He says it makes him feel like a warrior, makes him feel like a gladiator.
May 1986, Madison Square Garden, Tyson's first fight at the mecca of boxing, and the first time a major television network would beam his destruction into living rooms nationwide. Tyson's look didn't change for the big stage. No robe, no socks, just black trunks and menace. But this fight wasn't about the garden or the cameras. This was personal. Across from him stood Mitch Blood Green, no longer smirking, no longer flexing for the lens.
And was so much a factor in the last fight that we showed you here on HBO that he didn't double up. He just was a little bit lazy, especially in the later rounds. So we'll see what he does about that against Mitch Green.
Always aggressive, right in front of his man. Now we see some head movement, quicker shots. There's the left hook I was talking about.
He did draw a warning from Luis Rivera, the referee, about holding. Green's in trouble. Good left hand by Tyson.
They say everyone has a plan until a mouthguard gets punched out of the ring in the very first round. Yes, Green had height. Yes, he had reach. But Tyson's speed, timing, and head movement erased those advantages instantly. From the opening bell, Tyson slipped inside, fired vicious counters, and bullied the bigger man backward. Green's plan turned from offense to pure survival.
Big right hand against Tillis. And what a shot! That is an awesome
Tyson blasted Green's mouthguard out again in the 3rd round, then with predator-like cruelty, began mocking him for that wide, gulping mouth. He stalked him from corner to corner, hammering him with thudding single power shots that echoed through the garden.
Another big left hook.
Hey, Tyson, there, good uppercut. He has to take the stand eventually. Another couple body shots. Well, he's smiling. Tyson is smiling, but see, Green has those fast hands.
By the later rounds, the fight felt less like a contest and more like a formality. The crowd knew the outcome. Tyson seemed to know it too. At one point, between rounds, he bizarrely leaned over and kissed his trainer Kevin Rooney mid-instruction, as if the fight in front of him no longer needed his full attention.
Well, Kevin Rooney is in there and just jabbering away 100 miles a minute. Mike Tyson leaned over and just kissed him.
Tyson tried to close the show with a knockout, but Green wasn't interested in going out on his shield. He clinched, grabbed, and leaned, smothering Tyson's offense long enough to survive. On the scorecards, it was a landslide, Tyson winning 9 out of 10 rounds without question.
But we knew deep inside that I was going to win this fight so easy because of his style. He's a dang tough opponent, and he took some fairly decent shots. But as you know, I won comfortably, and I didn't try for the knockout, and I used a great deal of discipline in there, not knocking him out.
Afterward, Tyson claimed he had carried Green the full 10 rounds on purpose, just to drag out the punishment. Whether that was truth or ego talking, one thing was certain: Mitch Green's pride took a hit, and in his world, that meant payback was only a matter of time. Green retired soon after the loss, retreating back to the streets where drug money replaced fight purses. He still talked about one day luring Tyson back into the ring, but as the years passed, the gap between them became a chasm. Tyson went on to unify the heavyweight division, carving his name into history as the undefeated, undisputed champion of the world. The days of giving airtime to fringe contenders like Mitch Green were long gone. It took 2 years for their paths to cross again, but this time, the meeting place wasn't Madison Square Garden. It was Mitch Green's home turf, the streets. In the early hours of August 23rd, 1988, word reached Green that Tyson was nearby, shopping at a local clothing store in Harlem, a store in Green's territory. Tyson had come for a luxury leather jacket, handmade by his friend at the famous Dapper Dan's. But as he browsed with his entourage, the door flew open, and in stormed Mitch Green, alone, high on angel dust, and spoiling for a fight. He demanded Tyson either give him a rematch or hand over cash on the spot. But Tyson was no stranger to street confrontations. He grabbed Green, dragged him outside, and unleashed a barrage. Witnesses said it lasted no more than 15 to 20 seconds. But in Tyson time, that was more than enough to leave a man badly damaged. There's no video of the brawl, despite the clickbait thumbnails you might see online. But eyewitness accounts all tell the same story. It was one-sided, and it was violent. The only exception was Mitch Green's version, in which he claimed Tyson sucker punched him and ran.
Who threw the first punch here?
He did. He sucker punched me because he's with his friends, you know. And when he hit me, and I said I couldn't get a chance for me to get to him like I wanted because everybody was like pulling me, you know, holding me, like so he could get away from me, so he could get away. And he ran from me.
Green was certain that the street fight's media coverage would be his ticket to a rematch, but he'd already burned too many bridges in boxing, even threatening promoter Don King in the past, effectively blacklisting himself from any serious payday in the sport. When the rematch never came, Green turned to the courts, filing a $20 million lawsuit over the injuries he claimed to have suffered. He walked away with $45,000, ironically about the same as his purse from their professional bout 2 years earlier.
Yeah, I remember seeing Mitch Green's eye after that. It was like, oof.
Broke his socket. Broke the eye socket. Yeah.
He broke his eye socket.
Yeah. Eye socket. You gotta hit really hard to do something like that, right?
7 years later, Green stepped back into the ring, but the magic and the menace were gone. He lost to journeymen with losing records, finally retiring for good in 2005. Mitch Blood Green remains larger than life. He still carries a chip on his shoulder about Tyson, but these days, the feud has cooled. When the subject comes up, both men laugh, shake their heads, and remember a rivalry that spilled far beyond the ropes. A feud that began in the garden and ended in the streets.
That didn't work. The boy scared to death. Let's do it the street fight. The boy scared to death.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't y'all have a street fight, Mitch?
For the ring, for the street. Thinking the man would do something about it. He wouldn't do nothing. Oh, man, he freaked me out.
Did you know that actually Tyson and Sal are good friends and he comes to the show? He knew, look there, yeah, Blood Tyson. You see that? He got too.
Tyson's punches can shatter egos, but could they shatter this? The Blackview Active 12 Pro, the tablet built like a heavyweight champ. With military-grade IP68/IP69K and MEL STD 810H certifications, it laughs off drops, dust, water, and even extreme temps. Armed with a massive 30,000 milliamp hour Titan battery and blazing 120-watt fast charging, it just keeps going, even when everything else taps out. Its rugged 11-inch FHD Plus screen is encased in Gorilla Glass 5, protected by an iron shell body that survives 1.5-meter drops, 2.2-ton pressure, and 30 minutes underwater. Basically, if Ali and Tyson had a tablet, this would be it. For all the specs on this beast, check the link in the description and the comments. Speaking of legends, let's see what happened when Ali faced a punch forged in prison.
That was the hardest I'd ever been hit in my life. Only certain guys can do that. Ron Lyle was one guy who could hit you so hard it didn't hurt.
You got into further trouble, didn't you, while you were in prison?
Well, I got, of course.
What do you mean you got? Don't throw it away like that.
The year is 1975. Muhammad Ali is deep into his second act, back from exile after being banished from America in 1966. His return has already given the world unforgettable battles: the brutal double war with Joe Frazier and the legendary rumble in the jungle against George Foreman.
Muhammad Ali, a dramatic 8th-round knockout.
But now, across the ring stands a different kind of danger. A granite-faced brawler with dynamite in his fists. The heavy-handed, quick-to-batter but quick-to-tire menace known as Ron Lyle.
Good left hand, and down goes Williams.
Intimidated the hell out of a lot of opponents. You would just come in, growl, throw punches, and go home.
A bearded warrior who turned pro at the late age of 28, Lyle had already collected respectable scalps. Oscar Bonavena, Buster Mathis, Jimmy Ellis. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't poetic. He was a blunt instrument who knew exactly how to break the will of a man in front of him.
And in round 8, you shall lead. I'm telling you now before the world, you will leave in the 8th round.
Would the smiling storm that was Muhammad Ali be able to dance around those wrecking ball fists, make the monster miss, and send him crashing to the canvas? Or would Lyle silence the sport's greatest talker, force him to swallow his own words, and maybe a few teeth? By the mid-70s, any Ali fight in America was a national spectacle, as big as the Super Bowl, an inauguration, or the opening of a Walmart in a sleepy small town.
Look at me, I'm loaded with confidence. I can't beat me. I had 180 amateur fights, 22 professional fights, and I'm good as a girl.
The guy I fight, he's in trouble. He can't win, because I'm going to blow him out of here. This is something that I planned.
Lyle's road to this moment was anything but ordinary. Few pro fights, even fewer amateur bouts. And for good reason. His life had taken turns that could break most men. He had literally died twice on an operating table. He had served years in prison after killing a rival gang member in what he claimed was self-defense.
I survived in the jungle. I'm still living. Guys around you getting stabbed every day for cigarettes. I've seen guys get blown out of their cells. I've seen guys get stabbed for no reason at all.
Well, it was back in '61 when I first got involved in a gang fight, and a guy was, and I was caught and convicted, and
manslaughter.
Yes.
Those scars shaped him into a cold-eyed fighter with a purpose, and now that purpose was staring directly at Muhammad Ali. While Ali was revered as the greatest heavyweight ever, and perhaps the greatest trash talker in sports history, fans were curious to see how he'd handle the quiet, humble Lyle in the lead-up. There would be no psychological fireworks from Ron. He wasn't there to banter. He was there to fight.
But you will see me tonight literally take this man. He may win 2 or 3 rounds the first 5, but after 5 rounds, this man will power. He'll just be completely exhausted.
Obviously, the champion enters tonight's fray, shaken with a full loss of confidence.
Shaken.
Fight night, May 16th, 1975. Lyle tried to channel the icy intimidation of Sonny Liston or George Foreman, locking Ali in a death stare during the walkout. But Ali, ever the showman, grinned, bounced, and loosened his hands like he couldn't wait to start painting his masterpiece. When the bell rang, the crowd roared, and history began to write another page.
Now the bell for round 1, the 2 men in the middle of the ring. I will not try to kill him, Lyle said in our pre-fight talk. Ali covering up. So far, Ali hasn't thrown any punch. Remember what Ali said. He might win 3 of the first 5 rounds, but he's got to go by the 8th. Only once was Ali heavier. Seems to be a little bit of blood out of Ali's nostril. Now Ali's corner is yelling, "Stick him, champ." Oh, a quick right by Ali. Ali with a right lead. The left foot in front of the right foot. Ali is talking to Lyle, taunting him. Oh, a good quick left and right by Ali, his best blows of the night. Lyle trying to fight back, coming in with a right. No question, Lyle has no fear of this man.
After a sharper second round from Ali, Lyle entered the third with a more calculated approach, targeting Ali's ribs and arms with heavy hooks, trying to cut off the ring, staying active but guarding that fragile gas tank. He worked the body, looking for any crack in Ali's defense.
The ropes. This is the way to fight Ron Lyle, with movement to chronic slow, sticking as Ali just did with the left. This is Ali's best round by far of the night. Lyle's right, only glance. Sixth round action, quickly, Ali moving again, a little evidence.
By round 6, Ali was done letting Lyle dictate the pace. After 5 rounds of measured patience, he flipped the switch, flashing his signature footwork, whipping fast jabs into Lyle's guard, darting in and out like smoke. Lyle chased, but the target was never quite where he swung. Still, he survived the round.
Lyle got in a good right to Ali's head then. I suppose in a purist boxing sense, it's an interesting fight. Ali is now covering up as Lyle goes after. It's more of the Muhammad Ali Ron Lyle World Heavyweight Championship fight. Now let's pause for this message from our local station. Now this is 8th round action. And this is the round Ali predicted he would do away with Lyle in. Now he's opening up. He's trying to. He's trying to get at Lyle. Tired of looking at the guy still coming at me. Ali is scoring much better, though, in this round. We're going to run this clock the whole round because of the prediction. Ali got to Lyle in. Lyle's full of sweat. He is not going to knock Ron Lyle out as predicted. Ali is winning this round big. And the crowd knows it. They're reacting. Ali went after Lyle. He hurt him in the 8th round. Ali got a good left in there. We're approaching.
For the next 3 rounds, Ali's rhythm took over. The jab popped, the feet danced, the angles confused. Yet in the 10th, Lyle clawed his way back into the fight, marking Ali's nose and reminding everyone why his punches had sent so many men home early. He hadn't landed the bomb, but he was still alive, and, surprisingly, ahead on the scorecards as the fight entered its final third.
Live from Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. Cut out of boys' high school in Brooklyn. Hey, he hurt Lyle. Ali got to Lyle. Lyle is in trouble. He hurt him with a left. Lyle went back against the ropes. 11th round action, and Ali in command. He's staggering. This time Lyle is ready to go. Look at that. Muhammad Ali. This is Muhammad Ali from nowhere. The left cut to Lyle. Sent him back against the ropes. Ali in total command. Being separated now. The fight is stopped by referee Ferd Hernandez.
In the end, it was the same old story. Ali kept his crown. Heart, skill, grit. But no answer for the oldest trick in his book. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Another name crossed off. Another chapter in a legend that only grows taller. Now you tell us, which was crazier? Tyson versus a gang enforcer, or Ali versus a punch forged in prison? Street muscle or ring royalty? Who's your GOAT? Drop your pick below, hit like, and subscribe for the next wild fight. Let's settle this in the comments.
Green has those fast hands.